In the following brief assessment training video, we will cover the following topics. What is assessment? Who should assess? Why should we assess? And finally, we will walk through the steps of using the CAP, or Campus Assessment Portal system, to enter your assessment data. What is assessment? Assessment is an iterative process that produces evidence that students are learning the outcomes you intended. It's iterative, meaning it's in essence a continuous loop with the goal of improvement. So we begin by developing learning outcomes, then we assess students on those learning outcomes, and using the results, we can then improve our educational practices. Assessment occurs at 3 levels: course, program, and institution. In this training video, we are focusing on institutional level outcomes, the knowledge, skills, and competencies a student should gain during their time at PC. Phoenix College has 6 institutional learning outcomes: specialized knowledge, broad and integrative knowledge, intellectual skills, applied and collaborative learning, civic and global learning, and personal responsibility and development. Who should assess these institutional learning outcomes? Anyone involved in student learning can and should contribute assessment data to the campus. This includes all faculty and even some staff. Why is assessment important? For several reasons. Assessment is a faculty requirement as stated in the RFP. Assessment of institutional learning outcomes is also a requirement of the Higher Learning Commission, the corporation that oversees the accreditation process for our campus. Most importantly, assessment ensures that students are walking away with the knowledge and skills we want them to have. The assessment data we collect across the campus in the Campus Assessment Portal system can be used to inform decision-making, professional development offerings, and the improvement of our educational practices. The expectation for participation is that all faculty and some staff will choose one institutional learning outcome to focus on for each semester. They will then choose an assignment or activity that they regularly use with students. They can then evaluate a group of students on this assignment or activity using rubrics provided by the campus. And the goal is to enter data one time each semester. Now let's talk about the 4 assessment processes which culminate in entering assessment data into the CAP system. The easiest way to access the 4 steps is by going under the employee homepage and clicking on Assessment. The assessment page contains a variety of information, but for our purposes in this training video, you'll want to scroll down to the place where it asks you to self-enroll in the PC Assessment Canvas course. Click on the link to enroll in the course. As I've already enrolled in the course, it's going to ask me to go directly to the course. On your screen, you will have a chance to put in your MEID and password, and then you'll be able to go to the course. In the course, you will find the 4 steps to follow in order to design an assessment project and enter data into the system. Step 1 is to select one of the institutional learning outcomes. For a description of each, you can click, for example, on Civic and Global Learning, and you'll get more information about what is contained in this institutional learning outcome and the kinds of specific examples of student behavior we'd want to see for each. Step 2 is to select what we call a signature assignment. A signature assignment is any assignment that you may use with students that directly assesses one of the 6 institutional learning outcomes. Once you've selected an assignment, you will go to step 3. Step 3 explains how to use the rubrics to evaluate student performance on that assignment. So for example, if my institutional learning outcome is civic and global learning, and perhaps I have an essay where students are comparing multiple cultures, I can select a rubric from the civic and global learning rubric options. Scroll down to see all of the possible rubric options. You only need to choose one option to administer for the assessment project. Let's say, for example, I'd like to choose rubric 5A, as these outcomes here best match or align with the assignment I'm asking for from students. So I'll take my assignment from each student, and I will give each student a score of either a 1, 2, 3, or 4 on that assignment, depending on whether they have minimal proficiency or all the way up to maximum proficiency. The fourth and final step is to enter that assessment data into the portal. I simply click on the link, and it will ask me to go through a brief set of questions. I'll enter my first and last name, my email address, the term. If I'm a faculty member, I'll answer yes. I'll select the department, the name of the course section number. I'll then upload the assignment itself, which are the instructions that I've given to students for this essay, for example. I will name the assignment or project, select the institutional learning outcome I've chosen. In this case, I've chosen one on civic and global learning. I will then select the rubric. The rubric I chose was 5A. I'll then have an opportunity to enter the student data. Student 1 maybe received a 3, student 2 received a 4, and so forth. When I've entered the data for my entire group of students, I simply click on the arrow and I have completed the survey and I have successfully entered my assessment data into the campus portal.